Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Once again, it's your friend, it's your man in the 100 grand, Doc G. Now, I know that, some people haven't been raised with a father, which means some people don't, some guys cluelessly, unbeknownst to them, in this world, they walk around without any proper sense of how to carry themselves as a man or what they need as a man. Um, you know, keep in mind, like this channel ain't about bashing females and none of that shit. And if that's what you think it's about, or if that's what you want it to be about, you may as well just unsubscribe. This is about manhood in general. You know, how to conduct yourselves as men, how to be as men, properly be as men. It's an ongoing process. You always learning as a man, and it's if you feel like you got it all figured out, that's when stuff starts going downhill. You know, with that being said, it's a lot of guys that, nowadays that don't really know. I hate to say this, they don't know how to be men. I mean, I really hate to say it, but a lot of some of these modern dudes are weak. They walk around, carry themselves in a feminine manner, and they don't know how to do things that traditional men know how to do. So, like I said, I was raised off of I had my father and male figures in my family that taught me the basics on how to be a man. And I truly respect them for that. And at the age of 40, I feel like I need to pass that down to you know, some guys, because some guys just simply don't know. So, here's a list of things. I wrote it down. A list of things that, I think that every grown man needs. Some of you guys may not have all these things. Some of you guys may have all these things. But I'm just gonna go down the list real quick because sometimes you have to learn that you need these things by trial and error. And I'm just gonna go through some of this stuff on the list because you never know when you need some of these things. And as a man, please believe you'll look crazy if you don't have some of these things that I'm about to name right now. So number one on the list, every grown man past the age of 18 should have a toolbox. Every grown man should have a toolkit. It don't have to be the most elaborate toolkit, but it needs to have the basics. You need at least a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver in it, a fucking basic drill with different drill bit settings. You need a hammer. You need a tape measurer. Just the basic shit that comes in a kit. You can find this shit at Home Depot. Hell, you can find it at a few places, to be honest. You can find it at Lowe's. But every man should get a toolbox. Because, what the hell you look like as a grown-ass man and you don't have a toolbox. And it's crazy I have to say that because I have seen grown-ass men who don't have a toolbox. And I'm like, how the hell are you going to be grown and you pass the age of 25 and you don't have a toolbox? But, the generation we live in now, we live in a weird-ass generation where it's okay to be weak and it's okay to not have a toolbox and that's just toxic masculinity. No, get a damn toolbox. If you're a grown man, that's one of the main basics you need to have. Number one. Number two, if you drive a vehicle, Well, hell, I think hell, most men should own a vehicle unless you live in New York or something. But if you have a vehicle, you should have the following: you should have jumper cables, you should have a tire iron, and you should have a proper jack for your car, just in case you fucking blow out a tire. Because I have seen grown men who don't know how to change a fucking tire. How are you going to be a grown man and not know how to change a tire? It was this situation I was in about 13 years ago, where one of my people was driving real fast. He blew out a tire, and he was one of these pretty boy dudes. I mean, he got all the chicks and all that, but he didn't know how to be a traditional man, and he didn't know where his spare tire was in his car. And then when I found the spare tire underneath one of the compartments in his trunk, he didn't know where the jack was or any of that. He didn't know how to use it, and it was sad. So how are you going to be a grown man and not know how to change a tire? How are you going to be a grown man and not have jumper cables if your battery goes out? So have a jack, have a tire iron, and have jumper cables, because you never know. So that's number 2. Number 3, every grown man should have a tailored suit. I mean, I just stepped my suit game up recently. I mean, because, I lost a lot of weight and I had to get some new suits. So I bought 5 tailored. I got 5 suits, and all of them are tailored now. And when I say get a tailored suit, when you get it off the rack, it doesn't look right on you. You need to have it tailored to your body specifically so it can look right. Because nothing is worse than a bunched up ass suit, or extra baggy suit when you out here looking like Steve Harvey in the 90s. When you out here when it's looking like a 1920s zoot suit. Get you a proper fitting suit. And that includes everything with it. That means, the leather belt, the Oxford button-up shirts, the ties, all of that. So get you a tailored suit. Number 4, every man should have a proper hygiene kit. And I really got to stress this with some of y'all, because some of y'all dudes smell like straight up ball musk. And as funny as that sounds, look, a man needs to put his hygiene first and foremost. You don't want to be that guy. I've heard horror stories from women about some of y'all dudes. Some of y'all dudes don't know how to doggone wash your ass properly. Let's just put it like that. I put it like this. My hygiene routine is on point. I'm just gonna put it like that. So when you get in the shower, I get in the shower, use proper soap, shampoo, all that stuff, get every crevice, and I mean every crevice. I ain't going into detail, and get every crevice with detail. Wash your feet, wash your ass, wash underneath your sack, wash around the foreskin, all that stuff. Doggone, wash your hair, wash your beard, because some dudes don't even wash their beard, and their beard be full of food from the following day. Get out the shower, brush your teeth, floss, use Listerine. And I'm talking about all 3. Don't miss one step. Because you can brush your teeth and still have food back up in there because you ain't floss. So there's that. Doggone, and when you get out, get your ass in your room, put on some lotion, put on some deodorant. If you got facial hair, put on some beard oil, doggone, get some hair grease, if you got, even if you bald, put on some hair grease. Doggone, use some proper cologne. And don't use messed up cologne, like extra strong, cheap cologne. Get some proper cologne, Like I have a cologne for every different occasion. I have one cologne for like when I go to business meetings, one cologne when I go on if I go on dates. I have another type of cologne for like the summertime for hot weather. I got another type of cologne for wintertime. You know, so yeah, man, get your hygiene game on point. And that goes for along with number five. Like everybody has toilet paper in their bathroom, but I have toilet paper and baby wipes. I got something called dude wipes, which is the adult version of baby wipes. And if you got to ask me why I got baby wipes in my bathroom and I don't have babies, then that says more about you than it says about me. Because I've heard horror stories from some of these women about some of y'all grown men crawling into bed with them after y'all take a shit and y'all didn't wipe and y'all just wiped y'all's ass and y'all didn't bother the baby wiper or nothing after that. And y'all be coming into bed with a damn woman with dingleberries and stuff from the toilet paper. So wipe your asses properly if you're gonna take a dump, man. I really shouldn't have to tell y'all, but unfortunately I have to tell y'all. So there's that. Dog, on number 6 on the list. Every man should have a proper wallet. I've seen some grown ass men with Velcro wallets like it's the 1980s or something. Get don't get one of those little extra color looking wallets with looking like a kid. Get you a proper leather wallet. And the type of wallet I usually get usually has one of those RFID chip blockers because people can scan your credit cards through your wallet with certain machines. So if I was you, I would get one of those wallets with the RFID chip blockers, like sewn within the material of the wallet. So, a proper wallet. Number 7, every man should have a passport. Number 1. And y'all already know why I say every man should have a passport. I think it's criminal to limit yourself to the United States. I mean, having a passport opens up many options for you in life. And I think every man should have one, to be honest. A passport usually lasts for about 10 years. So have a passport, have proper luggage like traveling bags and stuff, or a proper suitcase, to go along with your passport. I think that's paramount, So get your passport, get a proper luggage and proper traveling bags. Number 8, I think every grown man should have an ironing board and an iron, because what you gonna do? Throw on jeans and a t-shirt every single day? Nah, man. You're gonna have to iron your clothes sometimes. You don't want to walk around looking like you pulled your clothes out of a shot glass. You don't want your stuff to be wrinkled. You don't want your crap to be looking messed up. So get you a damn iron. Your mama ain't ironing your clothes no more. You're a grown man. Get you an iron and an ironing board. So there's that. Number 9, every man should have a proper set of shoes. So you need shoes for different occasions. Like, for example, now as far as dress shoes go, like for your suits, you need some, like some black dress shoes and some brown dress shoes. When for your casual stuff, I mean, you can have like some chukka boots, you can have some proper tennis shoes for like when you go work out. I know some dudes only got one pair of shoes for everything. And hell no, man. And make sure your shoes are clean. Don't be walking around with dirty ass shoes looking crazy. So have different shoes for different things. I really shouldn't have to tell y'all that, but I gotta tell y'all that. And last but not least, and this mainly applies to grown men with common sense. I think every grown man should have a home defense weapon. Look here, I'll tell you this from experience. I have two home defense weapons. I have two home defense weapons just in case somebody breaks into my place, because you never know. I mean, I grew up in Southwest Atlanta. I can't count how many times that I had robbery attempts on my apartment or my parents' apartment or house. I can't count how many times that's happened. I can't count how many times I've seen people try to break into people's houses down here in South Florida when they left, when a hurricane came around, because everybody leaves town when a hurricane comes. And with that being said, you got like criminals that try to break into people's houses when they're gone. So I got two weapons in particular. And I don't want to have to shoot anybody. I don't want to take anybody's life. But I have the means to, if somebody breaks into where I live, if somebody breaks into my door and invades my home, then I have a right to use that weapon. I'm a strong believer in the Second Amendment. I'm not walking around on no boys in the hood shit. But if you happen to break into my place, or if you happen to pull a weapon out on me or my loved ones, just know that I have the means to defend myself. And I think every man with discipline and common sense should own a home defense weapon. Now, these idiots that watch too much TV, that have never been to the range, that hold their gun sideways or any of that, and listen to too much rap music and try to, portray that BS, they should never own a home weapon because they're too stupid to own one. I'm properly trained in how to use a weapon. I have it properly stored. And if you have children, get a lockbox so they don't have access to it. And know how to properly use a weapon. And have that just in case someone decides to break into your home. These are just basic things I think every man should have. I mean, I ain't even gonna say some of the honorable mentions, like every man should have a job, or every man should have a bank account, and every man should have a driver's license. I mean, a lot of that goes without saying. But these are basic things I think every man should have. And just wanted to put that out there, man. Got mad love for y'all. It's your boy Doc G, signing out. Peace.